See what you can do with me. Persuade me.
Alright, I'm going to start off with a small little story. Back in 2015, I saved enough money to purchase not my first phone, but the first phone I purchased myself. It was an iPhone 6S, and for having my first, I guess, flagship device, high-end at the time, of course, but at the time, I thought it was a good purchase because I got myself a brand new phone. I thought it was great. And I had that phone about a year and a half, and it fell off my bed onto a carpeted flooring, and it just died.
What?
Don't know why. Took it into the Verizon store. They looked at it, and they were like, "Yeah, your phone's broken." And I was like, "Well, thank you." And so they gave me a free replacement at least, which made me happy. And at that point, I just went along with my life. About, I guess, another year later, the same phone, my clumsy self did the same thing, except this time the screen shattered, but on a carpeted floor.
On a carpeted floor?
Like this stuff right here. And I don't know why. It had a screen protector that didn't even crack. So I was upset, and I took it to the place, and they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to get the screen replace the screen," and then it started slowing down like crazy. So I was like, okay, it's time to get a new phone. And I got a Samsung Galaxy S9. That was about 2 years ago. It still works. No problems, no slowing down, not even a battery issue. So I'm going to talk about today as to why I feel like, in my opinion, iPhones aren't actually as good as you think they are. So, we're going to...
R2D2D.
Yeah, a lot of people refer to any phone that isn't an iPhone as an Android because that's the software they run on, but it's not just Android as a phone. They just use it. So I'm gonna make a really nice, simple speech as to why they're better, and I'm gonna keep it simple so most of you who have an iPhone can understand. And we're gonna start out with the software itself. Android software is open source, which means you can most companies can just use the source rather than iPhone having their iOS. No other company can use it except for themselves.
Doesn't that make it safer?
No phones are safe.
But I'm saying, doesn't it make it safer by closing
Safer
it and
how?
encapsulating?
Well, it's just the software that it runs on. It's not like your
But to
personal-
get hacked or get viruses and things like that, doesn't that make it safer?
The only downside to it I can find is it's not as up to date compared to iOS with their updates every 5 minutes, I guess.
Okay.
But that's just because there's so many different kinds of phones for it.
You dodged that question very well.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
did. And so there's a bunch of options like the Galaxy S10, Note 10, Google Pixel 4, which happens to have unlimited photo storage for your dogs.
I have unlimited photo stories.
Oh, nice.
Totally
No,
serious.
I'm just saying, using
Totally
like the Google, like their feature for it. And
Guess where I
like,
store it?
Huh?
On Google.
You use Google. I'm just saying, since it's a Google phone, they
I
they
just
use
put it right
that
up there
as
too.
stuff. Yeah, and so there's a lot of phones, and I'm going to talk about the flagship ones because a $200 Android phone isn't going to compare to an iPhone because iPhones aren't $200.
1,600.
Yeah, that's why. The Galaxy S10's $600 less. Next up is the Google Play Store. They offer a lot more apps than the iTunes Store, especially emulators, which helps you play old games, which I enjoy.
Like for instance.
For instance, I believe it's called My Boy. It's like a Nintendo DS emulator, so I can play like I guess what game am I playing? Pokemon Leaf Green. So instead of a DS, I can
Okay.
just play it for free on my phone.
No kidding.
Yeah, but I believe there's over 1 million more apps than the iTunes Store, with the Play Store. And customization. iPhones, you have a dark theme finally. Yeah.
What are you talking about here? I missed this one as I was looking. I was reading your screen.
There was an update
Yeah.
for the iPhones that added a dark theme. You can finally have your phone look different. Great job. And you can change the wallpaper, which most phones do anyway. However, with Android devices, you can change the theme of your phone entirely, such as the keyboard and the icon colors, shapes, and along with the wallpaper.
You have a question in the back corner with the Carhartt boy.
Yeah, Carhartt, go ahead.
sure you can do that on your iPhone.
What?
You can
A
change
white and a black
keyboard
keyboard?
and all your customization theme. You can change all that
Nice.
without the glitchy.
Without the glitchy, you mean you have to download an app just to change it, and most of the time that app doesn't actually work fully.
So far, basically, Tej, what we've heard, you can play more games and make it pretty.
I'm not done.
Correct?
Yeah.
I'm just chatting. No, I'm listening. I want to make sure I'm
Nothing like a free
summarizing
phone.
because this has been interesting. Keep going.
Next up's the better charging. Bro, you have a charger? Yeah, I have a charger. Wait a minute, this isn't an iPhone charger. What's wrong? Oh, sorry, I charge my phone with a more compatible and more universal charging thing. So it's more common nowadays. A lot of other devices start to use it as well, and it actually charges faster than an iPhone most of the time, unless you use like the iPad bricks, I guess. Shelby was giving TJ one. It is a bigger brick and it charges faster. I guess.
Gotcha.
And next up's expandable storage. How much storage does your iPhone have?
I went down this time. I went to 256, but I've got unlimited in the cloud.
256. I'm talking hard storage without cloud.
256.
256.
Yeah, I got away from the 5.
Mine only has 64, but I purposely got a 64. What if I told you that I could expand it by another 500 gigabytes?
I'd lose those though. I can't.
They
keep
go
track
in
of
the
them.
phone.
What?
They go in the phone.
I know, but when you need to put another one in, I'd lose the one that I had. Those little things, I used to use those when we had the cameras and stuff. I lost them all the time.
That's what
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Well, personally, 512 is plenty.
Oh, I think that's huge.
That's way too much. I use 64 and I don't even use half of it.
I know, it's huge. I had the 5 the last time. I didn't get it a quarter full, and I recorded all your speeches on it.
Yeah, and so with the expandable storage, you can buy a cheaper phone and then just get an SD card to expand it and never worry about storage, I guess. Plus the cloud also helps because that's new. And it actually, the Android also runs on a legitimate file system like a computer, unlike iPhones restricting you from most files. So you can only view pictures and other stuff like that.
But I have file, if somebody that gives me, I do everything in G Drive.
Yeah, but Google Drive, well, that's not a legitimate file system like this. Like, I can open up and, like, I guess it's an icon, but you just open it up and it shows you every single file that your phone has on the device.
You're sure the iPhone doesn't have that?
I'm fairly certain it does.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Mine does.
Are you sure? Can you
Came right
break
with
your
it.
phone by deleting some of the files?
I can click right on the files and I put them in. I just choose to use it in the cloud because whatever I do on my phone is here when I get here. That's why I use that. I don't use the one. I don't want it just on my phone. So I use cloud. But I'm telling you, that's I've had that on my last 2 or 3 phones because I'm on the upgrade.
Yeah.
I always buy the newest phone. So it's got that. I'm telling you. I'll show it to you when we're done with
Is
our
there
recording.
like a legitimate app?
No,
I'm
it comes
comparing-
on it. It's with it.
Yeah, okay. I'm comparing it.
Hey, shh! I'll slap you.
Can I slap them?
No.
Okay.
It's on video.
Next up, back button. Okay, it's not a button on this one, obviously.
Okay, it's an arrow.
Yeah, it's an arrow to another arrow. And because of this, you ever gotten an advertisement with no X and you have to close out of the app just to reopen it? Just to reopen it. To open it again and then get the phone working again?
No.
No, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yes, I have spent that.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. You just press the back button and the app's gone and the advertisement's gone.
That's cool.
Or the stupid, imagine reaching up to the top to hit the back button, especially with the stupid big phones these days. It's dumb. You know, the ones that
Dude,
don't
but you
fit-
just flick the bottom of the screen, everything comes down to you.
You can just flip the bottom of the screen and it doesn't have to
Right,
come
but
down.
you're doing
It
the
already
same,
comes out.
it's the same thing. It's the same
Same.
Just 10 times faster.
Keep going. Are you taking debate last try?
I hope not.
Oh, God, man, we have a ball. We would have a ball.
You?
We would have a ball. That would be a riot. What else you got?
Do you want me to switch into it?
I don't care. I'd love to have you there. It'd be great.
I didn't want a 20-minute speech this time, so I just kept the more important stuff.
Okay.
So, what have I been at? 8 minutes? That's
9:30.
9:30? That's now 20. Okay. So I'm going to conclude it now already. And now I'm not saying, I am saying it's better, obviously, but I'm just saying when you're thinking of buying another phone, don't get the next iPhone because it's just the same thing every time.
I agree. Well done. Well done. Well done.